What's up, everybody? What's going on, man? It's Barz and Shotz, the podcast, episode 136. You got myself, Flaw 700. You got DJ Big J, and you got Jarrell. What's going on, fellas?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
Big one might be joining us, might not. Right now,
all I gotta say is what up.
What you see is what you get. So, happy Halloween if you celebrate. Did you guys dress up? Are we dressing up? No.
Stop it. I don't do that no more.
Oh, I'm just saying, bro. That's the thing now. But adults have really hijacked Halloween these last few years. I don't know.
I actually think it's a little weird for adults to be doing that. I can see maybe if you're going to a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't just be out your crib with Flintstone jammies on. No, don't do that. I mean, I'm good. Don't do that.
Okay.
I would think Halloween is usually that's for kids to trick or treating and stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
never too old for candy.
Over the years, families have changed it. Over the years, families have changed it into a moment on social media. Maybe it's just social media. Maybe it's just a moment to dress up and do something fun with the family.
I can see that. Yeah. But some people take it too far. That's sort of relax, bro. Okay. It's Halloween.
Okay, because I was actually watching because football's on, so they was just highlighting all the grown ass men football players walking in with their costumes on.
Yeah, that's a little weird to me. You make too much money to be walking around looking like.
I think that's a contract though. I think that might be. Yeah, I think that might be. It's like work. You get what I'm saying? They have different shit in place.
I'm not saying every player walked in with a costume. I just think that's what do. I don't know.
They rich and bored. So what if the team, whoever got the best costume, get a little bit of change or something like that? I could see that. But other than that, if you just doing it for fun
all your life, sir,
you can't what?
You can't be a thug all your life. You gotta have fun.
I'm saying that's just not my thing.
What if the kid picked out the outfit? What if the kid picked out the costume? Hey, Dad,
that don't mean nothing to me. Nothing.
So if you was in the league and your kids told you, "Hey, Dad, dress as Scooby Doo," you're not doing it.
No.
Do we have a balance of what we tell our kids no to?
That's just my natural personality. I do not mind telling no to people.
So no, but your kids, do you feel bad because you can tell them no? You can tell them yes a million times, but when that one no comes, you like, well, is that a little too much?
No, I don't feel bad at all. No.
Because
that's my son, little nigga. I get no's all the time too.
Because my son does not know how to stop playing. He's one of them kids that will play for 24 hours.
Yeah, mine like that
when
too.
It's time to be like, yo, bro, sit down. It's like, well, damn, am I wrong? Because I'm tired.
Am I wrong? Never mind, you can play again.
Yeah, it's you get mad, bro, just give me 5 minutes, relax, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have that moment. Am I wrong? Because I don't want to play.
You're not wrong. You got feelings too.
I do.
You do. You got feelings, man.
You also know how I feel. Nobody cares about our feelings. That's why we pod.
Damn it, I'm tired. I'm tired. No.
And then, kids don't know how to play punch. Fam, you really punched me in the face just now.
Right. If I punch you in the face, we're not playing anymore. So stop it.
Jade, how's your mental health? Did we talk about that?
Nah, I'm chilling, bro. I'm good. I'm good. Big changes coming up, but I'm good.
Like what?
About to say changes you want to talk about, or?
Nah, yeah, I'm not moving just yet, but I am going to go part-time at T-Mobile to focus more on school and music, and then see where it goes from there. Then eventually probably leave actually completely.
Yeah,
nice.
I made that big leap earlier in the year.
Congratulations.
Thank you, but you know what I'm saying. You then go from the job stressing you out to yourself stressing yourself out, and that's basically the switch. But hey, it's an investment in yourself, and the reward is way much bigger than them saying yes to a week off somewhere, and then you got to come back and work for them. So, for those that do have a job, do your thing. But for people like Jay and I who smell a bigger calling, there's something there. You get what I'm saying? So Jay, he gonna take them steps to where I'm a part-time, my full-time job, and then when it's time, it's on me, man. And it's on me, and that's just the way it goes, man. It's on me, but the reward is so sweet. So,
how's your mental health?
Well, after this hazelnut coffee with extra sugar, I'm splendid, baby.
Why the extra sugar? I'm splendid. See, look at you with the bars. With the
I'm splendid, baby.
He said with the extra sugar, I'm splendid.
Extra
That's
sugar.
a bar. I like that.
No, I really just had extra sugar.
I know.
Okay, all right. Now when I'm not trying to make shit up, shit hard.
I'm just saying, the whole Splenda, sugar, like that was a bar. That was nice.
I already forgot the word you fucking created.
We're not going to bring that back up. So, where do we want to start? You want to start with the album cover, man? Big Sean. Jay, did you hear the EP?
I didn't hear the EP now.
Fire.
I heard the song, but I ain't know EP came out.
Yes,
little 6-pack.
Yeah, so Big Sean. Well, first off, I'm sorry. Let's congratulate Jay-Z, right, on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we ain't really got nothing on it, but I want to get out the way.
Yeah, to be honest, I forgot about it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot.
Some Brooklyn native you are.
I know, that's crazy.
He gave Dame a shout out in the speech, which was dope.
See, I didn't hear the speech.
Yeah, which he should, because I think Jay-Z and Dame have like the most childish beef though, because if their kids had an event, they probably would be there, taking pictures together, shit like that.
Right.
Like,
well, he did say in his speech, he go, thanks, shout out to Dame. You know what I mean, even though we don't see eye to eye, I can't erase what you've done for him and the label.
Right.
What's there not to see eye to eye about though?
I'm saying though, Flaw currently, right now, as we speak, I think they're suing each other, right?
Yeah, but they are. But at the same time, it's like it's over something that they both own. You get what I'm saying? Like Reasonable Doubt is theirs, I believe. So I mean, I get that Jay-Z might have his own idea of what he want to do with Reasonable Doubt. Like everybody's 25th anniversary is coming around. Everybody's 30th anniversary is coming around. Jay-Z really loves the Reasonable Doubt project, but Dame has a stake in it.
I think we should talk about how Jay-Z is so powerful and rich now that people don't really bitch and moan about him not owning Reasonable Doubt compared to other artists owning their own masters with their, passion projects or number one or albums that they want. Nobody talks about them not, like Jay, not owning that album.
I think Jay-Z's been bulletproof his whole career. Jay-Z
except for that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
well, I'm saying when you say bulletproof, he's taking L's like everybody else, but nobody talks about his L's.
Right, because he's so successful in other things. Like you don't talk about this. This is the man's first album, and he loves it so much. This is the only thing that he really, really wants, and he can't get it. Yeah, we don't talk about it.
So when you say they don't see eye to eye, then I mean maybe that's enough why to be so passionate about that one project, and Damon's just like, nope, mine too.
Because at the end of the day, if Jay-Z is the artist, right, and just like every other artist with their art or whatever they want to own it, he should never see eye to eye with Dame if Dame is not going to let him own that, right?
Yeah, if you say, hey, I want this, but I can't get it, I just think you need to eat that. Because that's not how it works. It's just not how it works.
Yeah, I know you have to eat that personally, right? But from the outside looking in, we always tell the label to give the artist their shit. That's what I'm saying. Except for this instance.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Save that thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody like we was talking about like Big Sean. Like we're gonna talk about Big Sean and Kanye, right? We was talking about how Big Sean was needed his money from Kanye. Nobody talks about that when it comes to Reasonable Doubt and Jay-Z. Just because he's so successful and everything else. That's my point.
Right. So Big Sean dropped the EP. Big Sean dropped the EP with Hit Boy. Fresh off Good Music. He's no longer on Good Music. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
Strictly Def Jam now.
I think it's FF. Let me look at it again because I think he's on his label with licensed by Def Jam. GG and FF, something like that. Because I was looking at it earlier. Whatever
FF to Def Jam.
Yeah,
that's what it says.
Yeah. Whatever his label means. And he's basically cutting out the middleman. He feel fresh. He said he worked his way out of that deal.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? That means okay. Let's bunch it all in because I don't think we can have a conversation or have another conversation. We're just gonna bunch it all.
Because we're really not gonna talk about the music on their fucking EP anyway. It was only 6 songs. Like it was dope. Let's move on.
But it's a dope EP. Fire EP though. Hit Boy gotta get his credit. You know what I'm saying? It's a fire EP. My joint on there is Offense. With
Babyface.
Yeah. Ooh, turn that thing up.
Yeah, that's that joint fire.
That's that one.
That's dope.
So Big Sean drops an EP on, his label in Def Jam, and it's no longer on Good Music. And he said that he worked his way off that label. He earned his way off that label. And now what does that mean? That means that we talked about this last year sometime where Kanye West went on his rant about who owns his masters. Well, you can't be hijacking somebody else's contracts or career. So I think that if you're going to stand on what you stand on, then you got to do what's right on the other side. Because imagine if Big Sean said, yo, I went off this label and Kanye just like, nah, I want my masters. And Kanye was like, nah, for no reason. You get what I'm saying? For no reason at all, which is, once again, I guess we could tie all that into the Jay-Z Dame Dash situation. Yeah, I could. But because I look like me, it's the Diddy effect. Because Diddy looks like me, Diddy's supposed to give me my masters, Mace. Right. He's supposed to just release me from my contract without some compensation, the Locks, Mace, all these other guys, because guys look like me. But I think we are having a change of the guard. Because Drake finished his contract with Cash Money. He's no longer Cash Money. He's OVO Universal.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other artist? Kendrick Lamar. Said, after this,
I'm done.
Yeah. What does that mean? Maybe it just might be Kendrick's label / Interscope.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Kendrick. That's Drake. There's another artist that I mentioned.
Meek.
But no, Meek was the fourth one. There was a third one, I thought. But anyways, now I want to find it because I'm mad. But now Meek Mill. Once again, we're gonna tie all this in. Meek Mill goes on a Twitter rant talking about how he hasn't been paid by his label. What label could that be? Could that be Atlantic or could that be Maybach Music? We don't know. He didn't really clarify saying that.
I'm gonna say Maybach Music. I'm still trying to figure out what that whole beef is.
Yeah, I think it's Maybach Music too. We was talking about how Ross couldn't get into his birthday party and stuff like that. I think it all ties into the same.
It could also be a miscommunication. Drake, Big Sean, Kendrick. Okay, I did say and Meek Mill. It could also be a miscommunication, right? Because Rick Ross still has to answer to Atlantic. Did Atlantic pay Rick Ross? I don't know. If Rick Ross is really holding Meek's money, which
that's not.
Are we saying that's who he is? Is that who he is? Because you can't make a Birdman this and not pay Meek Mill.
And plus, I never heard any type of bad business when it came to Maybach. So
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Because Rick Ross made an entire diss song about Birdman because how he treated Wayne.
Right.
And for you to turn around and do Meek like that.
But I don't think he's doing Meek like that. It's all like, I guess it's almost like how you feel you should or deserve to be paid, in a sense. You get what I'm saying? Like like we were all employees at one point that felt like I should be getting more money than what I'm getting for what I'm doing. So it's just like, I don't know. But I'm with you though, Flaw. Like you can't.
But if that's the case, that's not the same. That's not his argument then. Like the label's not paying you. That's not what that means then.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that just means I need a better contract. That's all. He's making it seem like he's not getting paid.
True.
From his current contract. That's weird.
Which we don't know because once again it could be Atlantic. Now, if we honestly, I'm gonna just say I don't think Ross is that type of guy. I think Meek has a misunderstanding of what's happening. What's up, Rolling in the chat? I think Meek has the misunderstanding of what's really happening. And that just might be Meek's issue of not really understanding the music business. Because once again, that's why I wanted to bring up Drake, Kendrick, and Big Sean. The way they're rolling out of their deals professionally. Because
at this point, right, I cannot say Meek do not understand the record business, man.
I think he's showing us he don't.
He has his own label. Like, how can you say he doesn't know what the record business is?
So what are we talking?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, he can't not know the record business, fam. Like, that's crazy. Like, saying that at this point of his career, he has to know what the record business is like. He has to.
Right. I agree.
So I really don't know why he's complaining then. Like, he hasn't, it was a sub anyway. Like, he didn't say exactly who's responsible. So I don't know. And I don't follow him really. So did he have any type of rebuttal? Like,
nah, because it didn't make the news. It didn't make the news. So of course he didn't say nothing. That the last thing I heard about Meek, he was on the airplane being like he was a target of racism. Because soon as him and his boys got on the plane, flight attendant said he smells reefer. marijuana. He's like, yo, bro, we just got on here 30 seconds ago, bro.
Reefer.
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 Damn.
Son.
Yeah, it's one of them days, man. This one said
Damn,
reefer.
I miss my grandma.
Reefer.
Yeah, so that's the last thing I heard about Meek Mill. But I'm also saying this though, right? Because this is what we said about the Puff Daddies or artists that are signed to black artists.
Mhm.
We're not just going to let you go because you're not going to ask the white man to do that. But it looks like Kanye West, Birdman, Cash Money, TDE are allowing these artists to walk. It's unprecedented, right? At the same time, like these big artists, you don't see this. You don't get out of no
I
contract.
don't think they no longer have that value.
Who the three of them value? Drake has the #1 album for the last 5 weeks.
Oh, they have value.
No. Like Drake, I would say Drake is different than a Kendrick and a J. Cole. I'm sorry.
Big Sean.
Yeah,
I don't know
Big
J. Cole.
Sean.
I don't know Big Sean.
It's almost like Drake almost can't miss.
See, I
You
disagree
get what I'm
with.
saying?
I disagree with that when it comes to Kendrick. I don't think Kendrick could put out anything and then flop.
I disagree.
It don't matter what Kendrick put out. His following is huge.
I mean, his following is huge, right. But I still think Drake has the biggest following. Drake is on. He's at the top. He's at the top right now. So, but it's like Drake don't miss. Big Sean, he misses. J. Cole misses. Kendrick, arguably.
J. Cole. When did J. Cole miss?
J. Cole miss, bro.
In what?
Jake.
All his albums.
All of the artists you just named don't miss, Jay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, J. Cole never missed on an album?
To me, they miss.
Okay, yes, to you, but financially, they sell.
Right, but it's almost like you're looking at the game right now where it's like you gotta clean up they're no longer, I don't think they're in their mind, they're no longer our cash cow.
So as an executive though, Jay, because these artists were let go, right? Who's on Cash Money?
Nobody.
I'm saying that
there is no Cash Money.
I know Young Money is Cash Money, bro.
I'm saying there is nobody.
Okay.
Like I said, they have nobody.
But listen to what you're saying though. As an executive, if I'm TDE, if I'm Birdman, and if
I'm not letting Kendrick go.
Letting you go. There's nobody else. That's what I'm saying.
Niggas harsh, man.
I'm just saying. So I'm eating off. Hold on.
Let them niggas fly,
so
bro. Let them niggas fly.
So you're saying I'm gonna let Kendrick go so I can eat off Ab-Soul?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you talking about?
Hold on.
Yo, salute Andy in the chat from the NBK fan, man. Salute. Go Knicks, man.
Salute, Andy. Look, Nicki Minaj retired to make babies, and Drake and Wayne left at the same time. What are you talking about? Let them fly. They not valuable.
This is what I think it really is. I think like these contracts are ending. I don't think the companies or the artists. I don't think the artists are just being let go. I think they're leaving because they can.
Yeah.
And they have the information that they won't go back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying artists in the past, they didn't know how to run anything. So being independent was crazy. Like nobody was really independent. You had to sign to a label. Now Kendrick don't need Top Dog anymore.
Right.
Like he doesn't. So now he's not going to re-sign with Top Dog or anybody else because he doesn't need them.
So
like they're free agents for a reason. Like Roland said, they're free agents. It's the same thing. They were free agents before. Like they were free agents back in the day, but they didn't know how to be free agents. So they had to sign with somebody.
Right. Mentally, they weren't prepared. So that's what I was getting to, right? It's like, okay, when we know your deal is almost up, and then here come the record label with hundreds of millions of dollars to stay. I'm saying that they're not taking those. I know for a fact.
Right. They're not taking them.
I assume that these artists was offered wild bread. I know
Birdman
would have threw the format Drake to stay.
No, hold on. I think it was to the point. I don't even think Birdman asked Drake to stay.
He knew. He just knew.
You just know. Like, you're not stupid. Like, that's crazy. Like, why would Drake? He knows Drake is not dumb. He has a good team behind him.
Like, don't get me wrong. The executive, I see what Birdman did for the entire Cash Money. Go look at Nicki Minaj's picture. That Nicki Minaj would not have sold. Wayne, the way he made Wayne focus on his raps. When Drake came into the game and he signed with Young Money, Cash Money, bro, that was the most oddest signing of all times. And
yeah, that's true.
So what Birdman created is like he created these superstars.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been like, yo, bro, I ain't get my investment back yet, which is what we hear a lot of times, because your investment is your investment. It could be $1 billion. You can still feel like you haven't got your worth back.
Yeah.
Also, but are they out of contract?
No, yeah, that's what we just talked about.
Yeah, that's what we just talked about.
My fault.
We also were saying that back in the day, a lot of artists was out of their contract, but they still renegotiated because labels do millions. But in 2021, going in 2022, artists are going their own route, and it's different. So now we got to look at the importance of record labels. That's why I said I want to talk about record labels. We got to look at the importance of record labels right now.
Yeah, I think the whole Kendrick thing, right? I think him being around Top, him being around Dr. Dre, they knew this was going to be his last album. They probably didn't even have a conversation of him staying.
Mm-hmm.
Or if there was a conversation, how brief was it? Like, what is there to talk about?
Right.
I'm just as big as the whole label put together, damn near. So, I mean, you still got SZA. You still got a couple other artists, Isaiah Rashad, Schoolboy Q. But I'm like, as a total, I'm bigger than all of them put together. So I can leave, and he knows that.
Yeah, like Roland said, this is the highest caliber of free agents we had in music in a very long time, bro.
Yeah, like all of the where does J. Cole stand with this though?
That's the thing.
Because he's been had his label, but I think he's still signed with Rock Nation. I have to look it up. I don't know.
But also with but going independent, they now have that fan base where that's always been a fight. First, independent versus label. Independent, you do your own, or when you have your own label, you do your own work.
Right.
Versus, the labels doing the work for you, and then they're taking shit off the top.
Now, what do the labels even do?
That's what I'm saying. What do labels do? But more importantly, what does Rick Ross do? Because once again, Kanye West, black label owner, let his guy go. Birdman, black label owner, let his whole team go. I don't think Wayne is Cash Money anymore. TDE, let Kendrick is going to walk. Now, we don't know who Meek is talking to, but everybody's going to look at Rick Ross. Nobody even thinks about Atlantic. It's just like, it's Maybach Music problem. But what does Rick Ross do right now?
Because when it comes to Atlantic, don't nobody know who to blame for Atlantic.
Yeah.
It's just Atlantic.
Yeah.
Unless you actually know some of the players. But you know who Rick Ross is just because he's Rick Ross.
Yes. So what does Rick Ross do in this situation?
I would look at it being,
If you Ross?
Mm-hmm.
Find somebody else.
But I don't think it's that easy. That's why I always hated that. Oh, you create a hove, make another hove. Nigga,
it ain't another hove.
Can't do that.
Well, I mean, that's why he said it. Like, if you feel you created me, then create one. I created myself.
Right.
But it's like, Ross gave Meek the bigger platform. Meek had Philly. Not gonna lie. Meek had his following. He had Philly. Ross gave him put him in a different tax bracket. That's why I said he's around different tax brackets.
Right.
Who's in Meek's ear right now? You get what I'm saying? Yes, run your own label. I think that's what it really is.
First off, we know who's in his ear though. Rock Nation. Same thing happened with Meg Thee Stallion. We know who's in his ear, but he's the only one handling it the way he's handling it. That's what I'm saying.
But this is Meek we're talking about.
Yeah, this is Meek.
So if he handles it in a, I don't want to say childish, immature way.
Well, you
are
did.
You surprised? I
would say more emotional than immature.
What's the difference?
It's just a better sounding word.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Childish.
There's similes still, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
Same thing.
I get it, but it's just like it's still, man. Yeah.
So what does Ross do though? If you're Ross, what are we doing? Meek, let's have a talk. Because once again, we just said Birdman ain't talked to Drake, Top ain't talked to Kendrick, and Kanye. We don't know if
because what's the conversation? Like if you Birdman, what are you gonna say to Drake for him to stay? New Orleans got good gumbo. Like what like how are you gonna get Drake to stay for Cash Money? He's the biggest artist in the world. He don't need you.
So what? Okay, so Ross, what is Ross saying to Meek? Because
Meek doesn't need Ross either.
But per Meek's conversation, he's as big as those guys.
He's not.
Okay,
He's
but
not. We know that.
Okay.
It's not the same sandwich at all.
But in his mind, how do you have a conversation with somebody like that when they think that they deserve better? That's what I'm saying. I think that the Kanye Wests, the Tops, and the Birdman has put a lot of other black-owned record labels in danger because the Atlantics, the Def Jams, they're not doing none of that. They signed these guys to 360 lifetime deals for a reason. I think change is definitely coming because record labels might be obsolete, man.
But the crazy part is I hate using black-owned label, like the black owners labels, because all of the labels are like derivatives of the bigger labels.
Yeah.
Like Good Music is on something else.
Def Jam.
Maybach is on something else.
Atlantic. Yeah.
But
they cutting
even Top is on like
they have a boss.
Interscope. Like they have a boss.
I get what y'all saying, but they're the ones getting cut out though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. They're the only ones making these decisions.
They should be cut out though. I guess that's my point.
Okay. So how do we eat it? Because
it's 2021. No more middlemen.
Okay, so
no more middlemen.
So
that's like us wanting to be on TV. We're cutting the middleman out so we can go live anytime we want to instead of having a contract with somebody and they can tell us to say what we want to say, like ESPN and stuff like that. We're cutting out the middleman.
So are we changing the reason for having your own record label? Because once again, a lot of these guys have their own label. Is it still to put others on, or is it just for you to benefit off your project?
Depends on who you're asking to me. Because some of the artists, when you think about it, that have labels right now, but have not put on other artists because they're not good at it. That's not what they do. Meek has a label, right?
Yeah.
And got multiple artists on his label, right?
Yeah.
What are their names?
Don't know.
Why?
He's
obviously not good at his job. That's what I'm saying.
That's a fact because obviously that's what they sold to him. Because we talked about this.
Right.
Yes, I'm gonna rob you, but your job is to start your own label so you can rob others.
Right. And it trickles down and trickles down and trickles down. I think
Meek is on that train to where he has a bunch of guys sit in the studio with him. He hears a bar from them. Give me that bar.
Right.
Because I'm the star here. And then I create a song off of it.
So now he's trying to cut out Maybach Music because he's trying to become Maybach Music.
Yes. But so
he wants to be the middleman now instead of
so is everyone else though. So I'm saying
everybody.
Drake cut out Birdman. Kendrick is cutting out Top. Jake. Why we keep calling this nigga J. Cole? Wow, disrespectful to Big Sean. Big Sean is cutting out Kanye.
Yeah,
bigger piece of the pie. That's what his article said. I'm still good with him.
I think the Kanye situation is a little bit different. I think just Kanye is on a different path. So I think Big Sean
see that too.
Get away with that.
I think the only artist that's not going to leave Kanye is probably Push because he put Push. He's the only artist. Push is the only artist that got up that high. Like he's like the vice president of Good Music.
I think Push might be loyal to a fault though, because what we see is happening that would upset any other artist in the world. Push has been talking about his great album since the beginning of 2021, and everyone has dropped but him. This would piss anybody off. Honestly,
that's true.
And I think that it's not that Kanye is doing a good job of him now. I just think Push is being loyal to him from the past, because this is crazy. Once again, we're going to have a conversation 10 years from now to where, you know how we talk about 1996 and we remember, or 1998, we go, God damn, that was a powerful year.
Crazy year.
This is a powerful year right now. We got J. Cole, we got Drake, we got Tyler.
All the biggest artists dropped.
We got all the Rushmore guys we talked about of today, and a little bit of legends and all of that.
Even like I don't want to call them B list, but even like the tiered lower than that, like Wale dropped.
Oh shit, this nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
You be doing your thing on the low, fam.
I'm just saying.
Nigga said the lower tier said Wale.
It is a lower tier to the people we're talking about.
He's a GOAT, my guy.
Hold on, Meek dropped. Meek dropped too. Like these are like, okay, one B. Like I don't know what you want me to call them. I'm not going to compare them to Drake and Kendrick, fam. I'm not doing that. Like
just saying, as a collective, dope artists drop.
To me is Drake, Kendrick, Cole, Tyler, and I put Kanye in the top 5, but he shouldn't even be compared to them either because it's not even the same genre anymore.
Remember we did talk about that. Big Sean should be on there.
Yeah, he might be the 5th. Like,
he might be that guy. He might be actually number 5, but he's still up there though.
No, I'm sorry. We gotta kick him off. We forgot Lil Baby. Lil Baby's above Sean right now.
Getting Little Baby come after them. The Kendricks, Drake, and J. Cole and Big Sean were from that early 2000
you're
era.
Right, you're right.
Little Baby might be on this mountain right here with Little Baby and Meg and whoever else.
Right.
So it's a different era. I like what Jay said, eras. Not gonna compare eras.
Which is funny because they're all making music. So
at a high level, which is good, but at the same time, you can make music at a high level or even perform, but it's still not your era. You get what I'm saying? Like Deion Sanders might put the cleats on. We might want to see him go out there, and if he get burnt, it's not going to affect his status as a legend. You get what I'm saying?
So in that case, you would argue that this isn't Drake's era anymore. Like he's at the tail end, right? Like he hit his peak and going. He only can go down, right?
They're trying to get rid of him. Like they try to get us to the babies, Little Baby or the Baby, so long, but his album is still #1 in like 6 weeks.
So like Drake is messing up everything. Like nobody's supposed to be hot for this long in the music business. This is unprecedented.
Not this hot.
Not that hot.
Because even when Jay-Z had his run, there was artists that came. Yeah, I'm saying there's artists that came and Jay-Z would fall back, watch you, and then when it was time, he did his thing. Drake will drop in the middle of yours.
And plus, I'm just talking about sheer numbers is not the same thing. The only person, maybe rap-wise, that could compare numbers is Eminem. And I wouldn't even compare that because Drake is consistently putting out albums every year. Like Eminem was still like every 3-4 years. He left and came back, left and came back again.
Now I got to pull my race card. Jay, cover your ears.
It counts though, fam.
Why is it the two white boys?
It counts because it counts.
White boys, like why can't we have a black?
Because it counts,
rapper, man.
And he's good.
Does. I know. So is him, but they both white. So you just got to take that into consideration.
I know, but it counts.
But why is the super duper best of all times? Eminem has 3 diamond albums, fam.
I'm not saying. You're saying it does deserve to be diamond? That's what you're saying?
I'm just saying.
I get it, but it's like they count though.
No, I said it's the support.
I know.
Yeah, it's the support, obviously. Yeah.
I'm just saying, when you invent some shit, don't you want to at least be up there? You get what I'm saying? Like doing something.
See, no. You start to sound like Lord Jamar and shit. No, I can't do that. I can't. I refuse to subscribe to that. Okay. Like I understand we invented it, but I mean, I could see if he was whack. If I thought he was whack, my conversation or my stance would be, completely changed. But
we have to do that.
I actually think he's good, I give him credit.
I think we have to do that though, Jarrell, because we saw what they tried to do with Lil Nas X when he came out there. Oh, this shit hot. Get this shit out of here. You get what I'm saying? Country music.
That's true.
If there was a rock and roll band all black, if that shit was hot, get them niggas out of here. I'm saying every time we try to say that shit. Hold on. We hate
the
white
only
people.
caveat to that is Eminem did not try to change rap though. He's not. He came out rapping.
Okay, but I'm saying if a rock and roll black group joined rock and roll and did it their way, they still would hate.
They have. It's happened in the past.
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
I know a couple black bands that didn't really get a good reception.
Honestly, they're like. I don't think rock and roll would do that.
They have,
like I said, huh?
They have. There are black bands that didn't get a huge reception. I'm not talking about like Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that. I'm talking about like bands that didn't. All black band is kind of weird in rock and roll.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You might have a soloist who do his thing as the lead guitarist or whatever, but he's surrounded by other peers.
Right. It was I remember it was a rock band called Living Color. They wouldn't they had a couple joints and I remember them selling and stuff, but they weren't huge because of that. I remember that being a story with like MTV and stuff like that. Like black rock bands don't get the same type of, coverage or love that regular rock bands would do. And their music sounded exactly the same.
Tried to kick Lil Nas X out.
Yeah, country. But country is more like you got to think about I don't want to say this, or put them in a box, but you got to think about the people that listen to country compared to the people that listen to rock. Rock and roll is way more diverse than country music. No black people in country music, except for Darius Rucker and Charlie Pride. Mm-hmm. Fishbone is another group. Like they was big. Shout out to Roland. He remembers because he's old, just like I am. That's not the group I was thinking about. But Fishbone is definitely they weren't big for a reason, but they was good enough to be bigger than what they were.
So, staying on labels, I briefly watched a short clip of Snoop Dogg wanting to save Def Jam.
I don't understand it.
and wanting to save the East Coast.
As a New Yorker, leave us alone, fam. You already can't. You knock down the buildings, fam. Do not come to our radio station talk about you want to save us now.
Especially if things ain't been the same since Snoop crushed
you
the
put your chucks to them buildings, fam. Like I would never forget that. Even though I think like Doggy Style is like my #1 album of all time, I'm never forgetting the chucks hit the building. Get your chucks off the Empire State Building, fam. Like
that was such a classic. Like people give New York, New Jersey a hard time, but that was such a dope moment. You still had to look back.
Fam, I'm from Brooklyn, and this shit was raw.
Shit was hard.
I'm from New York, and shit was hard.
It was hard.
That shit was hard. I was like, God damn.
People think we haters over here. We might be, but if you do something hard,
like, it's even the beat. Burn out. It was even the beat. I was like, damn, like.
Yeah.
And then nobody said nothing back.
Nah,
that's what hurt me.
Capone Noriega, LA, Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
But you couldn't expect.
They weren't the ones that was supposed to say something.
They weren't the ones.
That's what pissed us off. Yeah. And plus their, rebuttal was actually dope. It was a dope track and everything, but they weren't the ones.
That's a fact. Tragedy Gaddafi dissing LA is just not what's happening.
Don't nobody know who Tragedy Gaddafi is over there. I know who Snoop and the Dog Pound are.
Yeah. Tragedy Gaddafi and them dissing LA. Niggas on the West Coast like
means nothing.
Who
is that?
Biggie must have sent them. Either way, it was a problem for Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
Biggie must have sent them. He don't even know them.
These must be Biggie little homies. Yeah. Like they don't know
from Queens. Biggie sent them from Queens via Brooklyn.
They don't know shit about nothing. Like just like
they don't know about boroughs or nothing.
They don't know nothing about boroughs.
Like we ain't like them over there either.
Yeah, like what? Them Queens niggas.
I wish I would send a Queens nigga somewhere. No,
Jermaine,
that's not how this works.
Right. Save East Coast rap, and you from the West Coast. Where this shit
weird? I don't understand
Especially if you're. And it's not just that he's from the West Coast. It's you play the
when you put the chucks to the Empire State, man. Never. I'm never giving you. Nah, don't get me wrong. It's not like he don't got no passion. Yo, Snoop's still cool. Like that's water all over the bridge. But you can't just go from that to that.
And
you can't.
Let's just say he didn't do it. As a New Yorker, you can't go to Atlanta and say this shit dead. I'm about to save you.
I'm about to save it.
You can't do that.
Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine Dupri.
Like where Diddy at right now? Where the people in New York that's supposed to be saying stuff?
Jazzy Faye still alive. Jermaine Dupri still alive.
Chilling. Probably looking at you like you stupid. Like this is the dumbest thing I ever heard about life.
What'd you say, Jay?
I said Diddy probably embracing that shit.
So he don't have to do nothing.
Probably and Snoop there, like
I'm good. Like I'm good. I'm about to make this R&B music and leave rap.
Diddy had no intentions on saving East Coast hip hop, bro. This is me. No. So I
already told you what my stance with Jay-Z was.
Yeah, facts.
Think Jay-Z trying to save like East Coast rap? No, he was part of the reason it died. he put the pillow. He put the pillow over the face of hip hop rap. Well, I mean, New York rap a long time ago.
That's crazy that you mentioned that, right? Because a lot of people
did. Jay, the fuck, like we already talked about this.
I don't think Jay was here though. Jay,
I
don't think Jay was here. But yes, Jay, Jarrell gives Jay-Z credit for actually putting the pillow over East Coast space and smothered the smithereens while the South flourished. Because all he did was sign South artists.
He went to Def Jam, who was the biggest East Coast representation of rap, and completely turned it into Universal. He completely turned it into R&B, songwriting, different type of rappers like Jeezy start signing people from the South. Like it changed. Not saying that he wasn't supposed to do that, but he did do it. Like,
yeah, but at the same time, if you're from Brooklyn and you know how powerful Brooklyn is to basically the hip hop community, that in the Bronx, with Staten Island in the third, you would still go, hey, I need my ears to the streets. What's hot? I got my Jeezy, I got my Ross, I got Rihanna, I got all these guys, but I need to know who's next so I can try to mold while I'm here.
This is what I don't understand, right? Like, obviously in the 80s and 90s, if rap was birthed in the Bronx in New York, right? Like, obviously, there's been talent in those boroughs. The talent never went away. Yeah. So explain how nobody is signed from like 2021 all the way to like 2013. Like,
that was a long ass drought in New York.
That's just not what they were looking for anymore. Like rappers grow on trees in New York City.
But to play devil's advocate, what if Jay-Z did reach out, but knew that the Bobby Shmurders was really who they said he is, and signing them is too risky. Like every black artist that actually got signed actually wound up going to jail after a hit.
Yeah, that's true. But for every Bobby Shmurda, it has to be somebody that's more straight laced than Bobby Shmurda that's good at rapping in New York City, fam.
But
That's all I'm saying.
That's not marketable.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
That's true too, because there's people like rappers like Sky Zoo who came up in Brooklyn. One of my favorite rappers. Part of the reason why he's not quote unquote famous or big is because of probably marketability. Like he doesn't. There's no drama with him at all. He's just some dude from Brooklyn that could rap very well.
Yeah.
And he's been signed to like Duck Down, had stuff with Knife Wonder. He's been on a lot of stuff, but he won't pop because of stuff like that. He's not marketable. Like
rapping well does not sell.
Right.
That's
he just raps well. That's it.
Right.
He makes good songs, but rapping well doesn't mean anything now. You gotta be ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky raps well, but ASAP Rocky is ASAP Rocky.
Keep ASAP Rocky in your mind because he dropped a new project, and I think it's dope.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about ASAP.
But that's not new though.
What? But there's something I want to talk about.
Okay, because it's just like the Mac Miller joint that they dropped 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
like
the ASAP Rocky project is not new.
No, yeah, it's not new. That's his like first mixtape. Like,
okay.
That's what DSPs are doing now. Record labels are actually like clearing all the songs so they could start putting mixtapes on DSPs. They did it to Mac Miller.
Okay.
Like last year, like a couple weeks ago, a mixtape called Faces dropped. Mac Miller dropped that in like 2014 because I knew that. Like that was one of my favorite joints.
Shows you what I know because that kind of like defeats the purpose of my question, but I'll ask it anyway. But I just want to make sure we done with our Snoop Dogg New York resurgence.
Yeah, we good.
Question. So ASAP dropped the project. I thought it was new. I was listening to it. I was cooling, but then I got to thinking, right? Wale, who has no problem saying he's a GOAT. What is ASAP Rocky doing here? What is he doing? What's his place in hip hop? Like, what is he doing? And I said that I asked that question thinking this was a new project, but it's just like
right. This is this first mixtape.
Okay, so you're right.
This
so
was like 2011 or something.
So for me, I'm not used to artists, especially from New York, rapping just to rap. There's always like a place you want to be in. So I just got to thinking, what is ASAP Rocky's place in music? Does he even care? You get like the ASAP mob. Like, what are they doing? Do they care to be a crew? What are we doing?
Now it seems like ASAP Ferg is the bigger artist out of. I hear more about him, even though I don't listen to his music. I'm not a fan of him. I hear more about him making moves when it comes to fashion and music now, more than ASAP. And the only thing I've heard about Rocky is him dating Rihanna. Like that's the only. Like it's not nothing music wise, and he's. I don't know. He has like features here and there, but you know when it comes to music, it doesn't seem like he's really focused on that right now.
Right. So just that album being old just kind of throws off the conversation because we could have actually had a longer conversation. But
I see what you meant. What you was trying to say though.
Yeah, but he's still not making music. So the question is,
he's still not making music.
Right. Like, so I have no question because I'm sitting here thinking if he really hit the studio, put together this dope ass album just to disappear for another 5 years. Not being no conversation of GOATs or I'm the best from New York because we talked about Hov not signing New York artists. There's a lot of New York artists who just aren't in it to win it to me. You get what I'm saying? Either they getting locked up or they here, but they just want to sound Southern or they want to do being fashion. They want to do other stuff. So it's hard to really not take somebody from New York serious.
And plus drill music in New York is taking over regular rap.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like the drill artists are getting more pushed. Just like when Pop Smoke came out.
Yeah.
Like Pop Smoke, when you listen to him, it don't sound like he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He's from Brooklyn. That's just
a good
the
thing
drill sound.
Is that a good thing or bad thing though?
What's a bad thing if you're from Brooklyn?
Hey,
if you're from New York, it's bad. Like, who is this?
Yeah.
He do not sound like he's from East New York. Like,
I still stand on that. You want to actually tell the difference from what you're listening to. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're from the Midwest or the South, I want to hear that shit in your music. If you're
but
from
people
the West,
from out there don't care because you're trying to sound like them.
It's just a song that goes off in the club.
Right.
And the South don't care. Who that? Oh, we bopping. In New York,
right.
You got to go through the ringer.
He from where?
He from where?
And plus, I think I guess because we're from the East Coast.
Wait a minute. Wait, Jay. How good is that meal, Jay?
Cause you killing it.
Niggas rocking his head.
Rocking it from side to side, up and down, fam. Like he like from here with it. Then he was like, we're here with it. He went diagonal a couple times. And I'm trying to not pay attention to him, right? But he was killing that shit.
Listen, man.
He's like, yo, this is the best thing ever, fam. Like, you niggas, y'all talk. Y'all good.
Yeah, y'all good, man.
Yeah, ASAP Rocky, he good. Like
ASAP.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he cool.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, where we at though?
Nah,
Hey,
bro,
yo,
this is my first fucking meal of the day, bro. Fucking Casamigos is the devil.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, yo, shout out to Roller. He said neither did Designer. Perfect example. That's another good example also. Like Designer did
I didn't know Designer was from New York.
What? Yeah.
I think we knew. We just keep forgetting. Like you got to remind me.
Yeah, you don't sound like
you
it.
knew. I think you knew, but it's something you forget. Designer, where he from again? Oh shit, New York. You get what I'm saying?
He came out with Panda, fam. And when Panda came out, everybody just thought it was Future again.
Future. It's crazy. I thought that was Future. I really did.
Some dude from the Bronx, whatever he from. I forgot where he was from exactly. He might be from Brooklyn also.
Brooklyn ain't what it used to be, man.
It's not, fam. We gentrified as hell, man.
Speaking of Brooklyn, I thought we didn't have anything on Jay-Z, but boy, do we do. Once again, congratulate him on his Hall of Fame induction.
He building him up to tear him down. Go ahead.
Yeah, what you about to say?
Come on, you know how.
He's building him up.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Like salute to the GOAT. But let's talk about how.
Well, what do you guys want to start with? That trash ass song or the fight that he mysteriously had with Jeezy?
Let's talk about music first because we're a music podcast.
Right. So
that song is garbage.
That song is trash.
It has three. See, exactly.
Jadakiss.
Your man's. It has Jadakiss, Jay-Z, and Conway on it. And it stinks.
It stinks, man.
It stinks because of the beat. And the way they was rapping, you could just tell they knew it was going to be on a soundtrack. Like it sounded like, you know how soundtrack songs used to sound?
All right.
Like it's no direction for, like it's a Western soundtrack from a Western movie from Netflix. So imagine, why is Jay-Z, Jadakiss, and Conway on a Western song?
I think it's a Jay-Z produced movie. So Jay-Z actually he spearheaded this soundtrack as well.
Oh, that's why.
Jarrell?
Yeah.
He is from Brooklyn.
Designer? Makes sense.
It ain't the same.
Makes sense.
It ain't the same.
So
hey, I looked that shit up. That shit's in Brooklyn, New York.
It's not the same.
They say Jadakiss never wrote a whack verse.
Terrible, bro.
Hey, Jay, you gotta go hear it. Jay.
I'm laughing because when I listen to the song, because Jada goes first.
And you go, what the fuck is this?
I was like, all right, but then Jay-Z went, and then Conway went. Like that song was it was the beat.
Garbage. It's like, listen, Kiss is giving his 30 years of fire. He threw the towel in on this one.
On the 31st year.
He did a favor for niggas. He didn't want to do it. His energy he wasn't even feeling the record. You could tell that's not Kiss.
And you could tell Conway is still hungry because he had the best verse out of the three.
Most energy.
And you could tell the other two niggas, like, I've been on 1,000 of these. I'm mailing it in. I'm gonna give y'all 16 and I'm out.
Yes. And from Conway, this is my first whole feature. Like, come on.
Yeah, he actually killed the verse. The song was just trash.
Man, you gotta do better than this, fam. It just wasn't a fire record. Jay-Z, when did Black Man drop? This year? No, that was last year.
No, hold on though. You saying from Conway he got to do better, but like,
who, me? I didn't say that.
I'm about to say, like, for that song, I would not want my first Jay-Z.
That's what I'm saying.
Jay-Z feature to be on that song, but
or be that song.
But you know, that wasn't his choice. He doesn't get to make that choice, really.
Of course not. You take what you can get.
You take what you can get.
I got a song with Hov.
Right, exactly.
I got a song with Hov.
That's all that matters.
So that song is trash. I didn't even bother to actually get into the rest of the soundtrack. But look out for that movie. I forgot what it's called, but it's about black cowboys. It's coming to Netflix.
This beat is so ass.
Oh, so you listening to it now?
Yeah.
How you listen to it? This nigga's a wild producer, bro.
Oh no, I can listen to it now if I wanted to.
I know, but he's listening to it without me knowing. Like, he got the AirPods in, with the headphones on top of it. This nigga is hype. This N-word guy. He's so high.
Gorilla in the jungle and we don't sing song.
Yes, nothing
The
about
harder
that.
they fall. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Okay, Jay, listen to the record while we talk more about Jay-Z. So Jay-Z, right?
Hold on. One quick thing. Yeah, your man got a song on there, so we could play the rollout music. Barrington Levy. Remember he killed this.
Yeah.
And, for those listening that don't know what I'm talking about, at the Supercat concert they had the Barclays before the last verses, Barrington Levy was such a legend and didn't care about what nobody said that he refused to get off stage and was diddly for like a whole 10 minutes and was killing it, and nobody wanted him to get off, but they had to kick him off stage. That was funny. Now he got a brand new song.
Yeah.
He got a brand new song on the soundtrack.
So Hove in the news again. Young Jeezy.
Why we talk about this, fam?
Nah, fam. It's because we got to. Because the internet's be going crazy. But we know who these guys are. And it's not to say that Jay-Z's a punk. I'm just going to basically say Jay-Z does not have to put fisticuffs to no man. This is not what he has to do at this time in his life.
See, but hold on though. To preface this was an old story.
When Jay-Z met Jeezy, he was a boss. I'm understand this. When Jay-Z met Jeezy,
like, yeah, I have no argument for that.
Right,
he shouldn't have been putting no hands on nobody back then either. Yeah, you're right.
Especially, you know how I know it's a lie? Them niggas would have sued the pants off of Hova. Hov, you just put
Yo, if Jay-Z sneezed on me, I'd sue him.
Yeah.
That's just the mentality of anybody would have. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You're right.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know where this fight took place. I don't know who they could have been fighting. Maybe they were over. I don't know. But according to Jeezy, Jay-Z earned his respect like I got to. Jay-Z earned my respect when me and him went back to back fighting, and his chauffeur or whatever was telling him to get in the car. Jay, get in the car. We got to go. But Jay-Z stayed to fight Jeezy. Why Jeezy was in a big fight?
For one, who are you fighting?
Who is
when the chauffeur is at a voice distance to tell you to get in the car?
Man, who is Jeezy fighting that never made first? If Jeezy got into a scuffle today, it's all over the news. Where was this fight that nobody got footage of? Like, we're still talking about 05, so camera phones. I'm saying that's when Jeezy kind of got on a little bit. 05, right?
I think
I don't know. It has to be between 05 and now. So pick your year. There were still cell phones, still social media. Nobody's never heard.
I guess I don't know. I've seen mad fights, been in a few. I'm never putting credence in a fight story with a chauffeur in it. I don't care what the outcome was. It was a lie. Like, whatever he said, he was lying.
They have chauffeurs.
I know, but if your chauffeur is part of the story, somebody lying, fam. Like your chauffeur, he said, "Come on, Jay," and then he said, "No, I can't leave Jeezy. Get the fuck out of here, Jay." Like, no. Are you serious?
Yo,
once he said, the chauffeur said, "Come on, Jay, let's go." No. He said, "No, I'm not leaving Jeezy." Are you serious? I'm supposed to believe that your chauffeur said that, and you threw your chauffeur off. No, I'm not leaving Jeezy. No, the chauffeur being part of the story is I already knew the shit was a lie, fam. No.
Where were they? I refused to listen to the story even more. I didn't want to read it because the headlines let me know that Hov paid for this. We got to understand that.
He paid for what? Like he paid for Jeezy to tell me that people he got hands.
Yes, he paid. Like in my head, I'm thinking, okay, he was the Tybo Ho back in 2001.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure Jay-Z can fight. Right. I'm saying this story is not true though.
I'm saying I think Jay-Z can fight.
Right. Yeah, I'm saying he's not fighting.
But there was no reason for him to fight that night.
Right. I can fight too. I'm not fighting. I'll just let you know that right now. I'm not fighting you. I can, but I'm not fighting. No.
I take boxing class, I do all of that. That don't mean I'm going to do it.
No, and I'm not worth nothing. Look how much money you worth. Why is he fighting?
Oh my goodness. So, Jay, you like to think outside the box. Do you think this story actually took place?
That answers it right there. That answers it right there. You ain't gotta say nothing else. No, you gotta say nothing else.
They might have had a tiff.
Yeah. Some dudes probably had a misunderstanding and said, "Nah, Jay, get the fuck out of here." Yo, man, that was a big fight.
Did you hear about the story about how Big Meech tried to get Hov to talk to him?
No.
So it was
For what reason? Like,
Yeah. What are we talking about?
for what?
so it was on the set of Jeezy. I forgot which Jeezy video. And it dude was like, yeah, Hove was the only one out there in the Maybach because the Maybachs just came out.
Mhm.
So Meech pulled up with two and boxed Hove in. So Hove would have to add something to move it. So he just basically just assert like, nigga, you got a Maybach, nigga, I got two, type shit, right?
The things niggas do.
Yeah, we so
But the thing is, I actually believe that. Like that makes sense. I could see somebody doing that. It's a power move. Like I get that play.
Yeah, that's what pretty much what you
Yeah,
said.
it's a power move. I get that play. They're showing you that I'm bigger than you are.
I hate that era. And once again, especially with the record labels, the eras that all came before us is what we should be learning from. Even though we might be like similar age as these guys, or we might just be under them. I think we're under the Jay-Z Big Meech era, so we're learning.
Yeah.
And we can sit here and say, boy, that's wild corny. Just like the kids under us should be looking at us, seeing what works, what don't work, what's corny and what's not corny, and adding on,
Right.
but being corny themselves, and it keeps going down.
Right.
That was an era I'm glad I wasn't a part of. I don't think I've ever would have been like that. But just watching the BMF series and just reading up on a Big Meech and them, they was just heavy stunners, man. They had a big ass billboard. Like niggas is drug dealers with a billboard. Like, what are we thinking
Man,
about?
that's some new age drug dealing right there.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen that.
If the feds, that's like what's my man name with the chinchilla at the boxing event? It be the simplest shit.
Frank Lucas.
Frank Lucas. Like niggas ain't even thinking about you, Frank, but you want to pull up in the chinchilla.
Yeah. Why didn't you stay home that day?
Nobody even was.
You had to watch the fight.
You had to. Now, don't get
If
me
you
wrong.
had to go, you had to go in a mink coat.
Don't get me
Frank
wrong.
Lucas is
All right, hang the fuck up.
He wasn't a flashy dude, so
Yeah, don't get me wrong. His girl might have asked him to do that, but still and all, you brought the heat on yourself, buddy. And I think that's what the BMF guys did, man. And just all that. I got two Maybachs. I got this. I got that. It was bound to happen, man. It was bound to happen that they fall.
move. Wow.
I know, bro, but when you not a stunner, like boy, if I touched as much money as they touch, you probably wouldn't know. I mean, I might make a little buy something here and there, but
Fucking lie, Flaw.
No, I think it
We got
depends.
this bitch at Dapper Dan suits, taking photos.
Yeah, your
and
suit
shit
game would
every
be a
other
little
day.
different. You do like suits.
I do.
Right.
He might get you there. People might know you have money because of the way you dress. You might change
Yeah,
it.
but suits don't even. Nah, I'm not getting hair. I'm not getting hair implants, buddy.
Fam, if you win the lot or you come up with some money and you come up with a line, nigga.
See, it's not about the money because I've looked into it before. You know how much healing you got to do to get your head done, fam. You got to.
Yeah, I know, but when you rich, you got time to heal. Like your mindset will be a little different. You can go on vacation.
I can actually hide away for like 6 weeks until the heels.
Exactly, and come back looking like Usher.
I was
come back with the Usher line.
Yeah, I was thinking about that while I was broke. Like, fam, how I'm supposed to walk around with rap shit on my head for 6 weeks? Like, because you're gonna be sore because you gotta take air.
Yeah, when you broke, you can't do that. But if you got money, you might rethink that line, though. Just saying,
bro. I just listen.
Just saying.
I think I wouldn't be as open like as BMF in that situation. But yeah,
it depends on who you are.
Yeah, it depends on who you are, and that's who they were. But that's a lot of us, right? Because everybody's story was they were so dirt poor that's why the community before us was stunners the way they were stunners.
Right, because they never had anything.
So then when you get it, I'm about to show it off because I was poor my whole life.
Yep.
I'm about to show it off. But then there's other people like for me, like when I get on, I guess because when I get on, I'll be more mature, I'll be older.
Mm-hmm.
I might just find some different things to do. But don't get me wrong, I think we all got stunting in us, man. We all got a little stunner in us.
Oh,
you gonna stunt something. Something.
If I win a lottery, I'm blowing at least $2 million.
I got 2 chains on now. What I'm talking about?
That's
well, I ain't gotta have this on.
Yeah.
I'm at home, nigga. I'm at home, nigga. I'm chilling.
Niggas real quick.
I'm chilling, man.
Oh man. So Jay-Z drops that project and then drops some other niggas. But that's neither here nor there. The legends of hip hop are at a standstill with the vaccination. A lot of our legend shows are getting canceled because they refuse to get vaccinated. And you even got the great Ice Cube turning down $9 million to do a movie because he won't get vaccinated.
I heard.
Yeah, Ice Cube. For those that don't know, Ice Cube was working on a movie with Jack Black. Agreed to do it for $9 million. And then I think what happened was eventually, well, at first he was cool wearing the mask, but then what happened was the vaccination situation came. He said, I'm out.
I'm out.
And I don't even think he talked to people. It's just once that was offered to him, nah, I'm not doing that. But we're at a standoff right now, fellas. There's a lot of people who are putting their brand on the line, expecting something different to come out of this. Once again, a lot of concerts are being canceled. We want the legends to eat, and that's the only way they're eating right now with these concerts. But you can't be on some I'm not getting vaccinated and still want to eat. You get what I'm saying? Like the legends that came before us, the Rakims, the all of them who wasn't able to get their bread in 2000. That's when the money started coming in. Foreign is their thing. So we had a standstill now. My question for y'all is who's gonna break first? Are we gonna have fuck the vaccination? Or these artists gonna wind up getting it anyway?
No, I think I think it depends on who you are and what state you're in. Like it's a huge New York story now, just like the whole Kyrie Irving thing with the NBA. Anybody who performs in New York City has to have, or the state of New York, period, has to be vaccinated. So I'm sure KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane were vaccinated. But the other ones, if you don't want to get vaccinated, you won't be able to do shows in New York, but you'll be able to do shows in other states. So those shows that were canceled, they might not be canceling the whole tour, but they might just be canceling those particular shows. So when it comes to that, that's on them. But if like at least the labels or whatever, or whoever the boss is, whoever's the high up, aren't canceling the whole tour, so they can make some money. You just gotta have to skip New York City, or any other place, because I think either California or some places in California you have to be vaccinated also. Because I remember it was a story with the Golden State Warriors with their players.
Wiggins.
Wiggins. So I think it depends on who you are, but when you're doing your scheduling stuff, all of that takes into place. As an artist, that's not really your concern either. That's not up to you. I could tell you I'm not taking the vaccination, right? So if I tell you that, don't schedule me shows in states that is a mandate for me to have the vaccination. That's not on me. As an artist, you know what your personal thing is. So if that's what it is, that's what it is.
So to save this from making headlines, already just say, hey, cut New York out. We're not going to New York, because that's on you to actually book it. And then your tour gets bad press because it's bad press.
Right. So like to me, that's not the artist's fault. Like that was the labels or whoever the schedule, the tour manager or the managers in general, that was their fault. Like if I'm fucking Slick Rick and I don't want to be vaccinated, I don't have to tell everybody that. But by you putting this story out and making it a big deal, I have to talk about it now.
Because it's hip hop. So I went straight for the damn. Hip hop, they getting their show canceled. It just might be for a good reason though this time, but it's still once it hits the nets, other investors or promoters who know nothing about the music, that's all they're gonna see. Because they're gonna go straight to the violence. And Roland said, in words, better remember, you are black. That's your money, you're not taking. So are we saying that because where we come from, the money is worth the risk of the vaccination for some? You know, that just could be the mentality.
Did you just say N-word?
Yeah, man, I'm trying not to say the N-word, bro. I'm trying. I'm trying at least.
Hey, he's starting to, work on himself.
Yes.
This nigga tripping.
Yeah, we're not all trying to work on ourselves. So. Hey, man.
So
it's nigga's choice. That's all I gotta say. It's a nigga's choice. That's all I gotta say. Like it depends on who you are with the vaccination and stuff.
Roland said in the chat in his words. I'm like, wait, nah.
So you looked at the chat.
Like, wait, what the fuck? What does he say? Like,
you censoring chat? You censoring? That's where we at now. You censoring comments? Roland did not type out N-word, man.
We're on YouTube. Give me some credit. You know what I mean? We're trying to get us some sponsors.
Holy shit.
Right.
So where was I at just now? Because Jay threw me off. So the money and the vaccination, right? So again, just like I said earlier, back in the day, the Slick Ricks and them was getting paid, but they wasn't getting paid. So now maybe they working show to show, getting paid. They don't have the luxury of being hot in the year 2000 and getting that bread when the endorsements came in. So I think they're in a tough bind. Ice Cube, once again, he's different though. He
Ice
can't
Cube rich
walk away
enough.
from 9 million.
Fam, I don't understand. Like a lot of people, you know how Twitter's Twitter.
Yeah.
So of course they gonna go on top of his head, talk about I don't know, think it was a bad decision by him. That was so stupid. It's 9 million. What I'll do for 9 million. Ice Cube is rich enough to walk away from this if he don't want to be vaccinated.
That's a fact.
That's his choice. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm vaccinated, so I don't agree with him when it comes to the vaccination stance. But if that's his stance, he's rich enough to have that stance. Like, if I don't want to be vaccinated, and I'm already worth $500 million, no, I do not need your 9 million to do this movie. If I have to get vaccinated in order to do it.
That's a fact.
And he's powerful enough to do that, so kudos to him.
And the internets need to understand that most people taking this stance are financially secure. Kyrie Irving can do this. Ice Cube can do this. There's a few other who can just do this. But there's some that cannot. And who knows what's going to happen in the months to come when it's time for when their money runs low. Like I said, I like to see what these legends do. If more mandates is handed out per state, we don't know. Also know those red states ain't going to do nothing. So if you want to do hip hop shows in Tennessee your whole career for the rest of your career, that's on you. You can. You just just some shit that comes with that. That's what I'm saying. You go, you know what I mean? You in Mississippi performing Fight the Power.
Hey man,
might not go the way you think it should go.
Hey.
They're legends to us, but they aren't Rolling Stones.
Which means they need their bread. That's what he said. You need your money. That's what we saying. Yeah, we know you as legends, but you
mad legends out there broke.
Yes, that's a fact. That's what we saying.
Like say what? What you say, Jay?
Take your ass overseas.
Yep, that too. That too. If you're big enough and you can, that's where a lot of older artists make their bread anyway.
Mm-hmm. I find that hilarious.
Like we talk about the Wu-Tang all the time. You know how much money the Wu has made globally compared to like the U.S.? They do all their shows out there. Like they would never not have money like that. If they like people in the Wu-Tang go broke, that's because they went broke. It's not because they couldn't do shows, even when they weren't popular. They can go in Germany somewhere right now and sell out something. They're the Wu-Tang Clan.
If it was based on the United States, Wu-Tang would have faded out
years ago. Years ago, we always drop people off. People overseas always get stuff late. Like it's still Wu wear T-shirts going around, probably in Denmark right now.
No, Wu-Tang. Real quick though, right? That has to be like the greatest symbol of all times, because thinking about it, if we don't understand, in hip hop, if we don't understand what they're saying,
you know damn well they don't know.
The people overseas, like
people might think like, people in Sweden or Switzerland, whatever, should like Ghostface should be scared of them. They can't know what he's talking about. They can't know what he's talking about, yo. At all.
I don't understand. Like I like them and I get it, but as I get older,
they still ain't saying what I want to say.
Like I was listening to Wu-Tang Forever like the other week, and I said, "Yeah, I see why you guys did fall off, bro. What are we talking about here? Like it was dope songs,
but it was like a whole bunch of piecing together. Like it was too many people in the group for one thing.
Yo, this guy said, "You don't even got to go to summer school. Pick up the Wu-Tang double CD, and you go get." Like, what are we talking about? Meanwhile, Diddy on the other side with his shiny suits, like having a good time, and these guys is talking about scientific stuff. Right. So I'm saying I get it, but if the Americans don't get it, how is
they don't get it,
bro? I get it. That's why
and be rocking stadiums like they big over there. Like they take a lot of our artists that you would think have fell off or whatever. Like EPMD probably got a huge following somewhere in. It's Van Bold or some shit, and we don't even know it.
EPMD talk about some real shit. Them N-words to God body lyrics.
Right.
Just tweeting. They just start rapping. Like, what are we talking about? Like, everything is God body.
And hold on. And affiliates, too. Like, Sons of Man coming on next. Like it wasn't just the Wu. Fam, they would bring, like, Shaheem the Rugged Child was opening. Sons of Man was there. Gravediggers. Like, I know you didn't understand none of them.
Perpendicular to the square.
Killer Priest coming on. Killer Priest go out there, right, in Switzerland. So they don't know what he's talking about.
In particular.
They just know that they're standing behind that symbol. That symbol is so powerful, man. Nah, but Roland, that's part. What are is he laughing at? I'm like, that's hot though. That's the part we understand. Yo, I'm mad now. I'm mad. That's the part we get. What do you thought? What's up?
That's like the only part we get.
That's the only part
that's the thing though. But I understand what Rose said. That's probably the only thing he fucking remember because that's the only thing that makes sense.
My life got no better. Same damn low sweater.
What's the rest? Exactly.
Cash moves everything around me. That's the rest. That's all we care about.
That's all we care about because the hook was dope and we knew what the hook mean. They spelled it out for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once they start rapping, well, no, Capadonna killed that though. Ice Cream though, that was my shit.
I was gonna say that Ice Cream was another.
Cap killed that. Though.
That was like crazy, but you could tell they didn't have a hook for that. Niggas was just rapping. Yeah.
Yo, I wonder if people in Switzerland know what only a heart doesn't want to be calling me cousin me.
Oh my God, man!
I wonder what they know what that means.
I bomb atomically.
Hey yo,
Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses.
I know they know what the hell.
Can't define how they dropping these niggas.
How you say it in I don't know, Arabic. Like if they go out there.
Hey yo, I'm gonna get my hate on though. I was watching the Wu-Tang doc. The Wu-Tang doc just wrapped up.
Okay.
But it actually showed you how Master Killer joined the group.
Wait, you said doc series.
The series. The Wu-Tang series.
It's not a documentary, fam.
I said doc.
Yeah.
My fault. The Wu-Tang
That's how
series.
real it is to you.
Gosh, yeah.
That's how real.
I love that series, man.
I'm gonna start it when this season is it over?
It's over.
Okay, now I'm a binge. I'm a binge because I didn't even do the first season. So I'm gonna binge it all now.
First season was cool, but that second season, that's where
fire.
I'm telling you.
Everybody keeps telling me that's like the best show on TV.
Because it's showing you how they did it. Because when we talk about independent records, they laughed at them for being independent. Or we put Protect Your Neck out independently. What? You don't do that. Get out of here.
Right.
But today, if you don't make yourself hot independently, you a fool.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
Capadonna joined the group.
He was locked up.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in it, but he was locked up and came out later. That's why you didn't know anything about him until like Ice Cream came out.
So RZA was like, yo, I want you to get on Ice Cream. He's like, nah, beloved. But he wound up getting on Ice Cream and shooting a video, and it was a rap from there.
Right.
Old Dirty wasn't showing up, so we still need 9 members. So sometimes it's Capadonna, sometimes it's Wu-Tang Clan featuring Capadonna, and sometimes it's Wu-Tang Clan. And
he just on it, and you don't say featuring Capadonna, just say, well, it's just a song.
Sometimes it switch, but on Wu-Tang Forever, it'll say featuring Capadonna. Because Old Dirty might have still been there, but when Old Dirty was really like, yo, fuck y'all N-words, Capadonna became the 9th member, but then tell Old Dirty would come back. But yeah, it just showed you the grind of how they got their deal. And I just thought that it was real powerful about how they had to go through their music, how they had to record floppy disks. I was recording music in that era. You had everything on like this one machine, and boy, if the machine broke, that was all of your music. There's songs I did that was on one tape, and it's gone.
Fam, that's my best album. You was lucky enough to even have a machine, like just to do that. Like how it was hard, how hard it was to get like recording equipment, like in the early to mid 90s. Like you had to be a drug dealer. That's why all the rappers were drug dealers.
Remember a box?
I don't know if people know that. Like it takes money to buy that shit. Like.
Remember, a box was this big, but it was like your sampler machine. It just did one thing, but it was just fucking big.
That's it.
Why is this shit so big? It does one thing.
$350. Like it costs like $500. You ain't got that.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the rappers came out were drug dealers backed by street, like real street teams. Now they were backed by people.
Yeah.
Because you had to be. Nobody had the type of money to. You had to have studio time. You couldn't record outside of a studio. Facts. Nobody has that type of money. Now you can record in your living room and just put out an album. That's why it's a lot easier now. It's dope.
Yep. And it's like it doesn't weave out the week because you can just get on with a hit single, and that's why they be having a lot of one-hit wonders. Back then, you really had to grind, man. You really had to grind, and when you did make it, you were so appreciative. You stayed the course.
Right.
I think there's one more thing I wanted to talk about, fellas, man. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. I was on the front line with this. Hold on, Mortal 486. Rappers were drug dealers because that music is what they wanted to sell like crack. Rappers were drug dealers because I don't know. I just think that you was a drug dealer first and then you was rapping. The story that you hear commonly is you rapping on the block and you guys go, yo, you fire. We're going to invest in you.
Right.
That's really how it really works, really.
That's how it works, and the reason that you have to be invested, like you can't just be a rapper and not be known in the street.
Yeah,
not back then.
That's how it
because
was.
You didn't have no backing, and if you didn't have any backing, you couldn't afford studio time or the machines to record music.
That's why.
And then you had to know how to use it when you did it, because you ain't nobody know anything about those machines.
That's why I said Drake would not have lasted in 1994. I stand on that.
Now you can YouTube everything. You can Google stuff. It wasn't no Google in 92. Right. So if you did get a beat machine, how did you make a beat?
Damn, that is true. What the fuck was Google?
That's what I'm saying. Like you couldn't.
The manual. That's what Google was.
The manual. You had to read that bitch and use it yourself. Like it took years to master stuff like that you can master in like a week now. That whole 10,000 hours thing, like the practice to make perfect, you can't. It doesn't take 10,000 hours to do that now, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm. So, the thing I wanted to talk about is how ahead of the curve I was on this. I cut you out. I remember Pro Tools came out, changed everything. Mm. I remember Pro Tools, before Pro Tools. Yeah.
In particular.
Crazy. My bad, Flo. Go ahead.
No. You good. Gotta let the episode stretch. I remember telling N-words a long time ago.
Hey, yo.
Fam, just use another word or something. Don't say N-words, man. Right. Like it sound corny when you
or say the fucking
either
word.
Say nigga or don't.
Now, if I come on here saying my brothers.
Nah, you be like, yo, nah.
You see what I mean? Listen, I told you brothers years ago.
Final call, black man.
Hold on, more.
If Vanilla Ice can sell, this is.
Yeah, he was white though. That's different. He sold because he was backed by who? Like he was back, like Suge Knight had that nigga dangling from the roof for a reason. Like, remember that story?
But didn't we just have this conversation? The white man can sell rap. We know that.
Yeah, like you had to have some type of street cred to sell anything back then if you were a rapper, unless you were white.
That just shows you how lazy Timberland was, because he had Bubba Sparks and couldn't do shit with Bubba Sparks.
But Def Jam had License to Ill. Beastie Boys.
Yeah, but they was huge though. Beastie
Boys. Why were they huge?
That's a fact.
Because you got to fight for your rights.
Fact.
Why were they huge? Def Jam. That's a Def Jam property.
They didn't have no bars.
You know, License to Ill is one of the biggest, still to this day, one of the biggest hip hop albums being sold. Like it still sells.
Why?
Do you know 3 songs off that album, sir?
You got to fight. You're right. Too hard.
Like, License to Ill is one of the most highest selling hip hop albums to date. Like I think it's past Diamond. And I gotta look it up, but it's one of the biggest ones. Like, that's the Beastie Boys. Well, I don't know anybody personally that liked them.
Just they're white. That's it. Huh?
They were talented though.
You mix talent with white, and you got diamond.
If you mix talent with white, you get a diamond.
You get a diamond. If you mix talent with white.
So you just got to be talented. As long as you got talented and have a backing, you would definitely be successful.
And white. You got to say white too. As long as you white, talented, with a strong label. Beastie Boys, Eminem, Vanilla Ice, Drake.
Hey, yo, why do you keep calling Drake white? I was wondering why you said those two.
Drake is white. Drake is white.
Salute to Mortal 486. That's the point. White rappers had to be only white. It didn't matter what produced black music or the rappers. It wasn't negative. Makes sense.
White rappers,
unless you were like Kid and Play or some shit like that.
That's the thing, though, right?
Like you had to be. It had to be party rap in order for you to be successful if you wasn't street.
But that's the thing, though, right? White rappers gave the green light.
Shout out to Roland. Vanilla Ice also lied about being from the Miami hood. I remember that too. Remember, he was supposed to be a hood white boy that, like they tried to jazz him up. That's why they dressed him like that. Well, really, he was like a hick. Like
yeah. What was that? Oh yeah, I think when it comes like the Eminem fans and white fans, it gave them the green light to actually love hip hop, because everybody wanted to be a part of hip hop. But for some white people, it's hard to grasp. Some artists
because they couldn't relate.
Yeah, they couldn't
relate. They
needed
somebody to look like them that hated their mom just like they did.
So in hip hop, you have those artists that go, well, if it's hip hop, I love it. And so you're still going to get the black audience, some, but then you bring in that whole other audience that can now, I look like Eminem, blonde hair. I got mom problems too.
That's why I don't understand why when we say we want to see ourselves in like movies and stuff like that, you think white people ain't want to see themselves in hip hop other than the Beastie Boys?
That's a fact.
Third Base, Vanilla Ice, they were all kind of not corny, but they weren't Eminem. When Eminem came and he can actually rap, it changed everything for them. Like that was their guy. Like,
but for me, it's kind of like, yes, black people want to get on film, but it's not like we started winning all the Oscars. That's my point. Let us in, but we're not about to dominate and have the biggest movies because y'all won't let it. White people come in and have all the diamond music.
Well, I guess because those are the people in power. Because on the flip side, we had the Source Awards. We didn't get Eminem none of them.
You really
we didn't get Eminem none of those, right?
I don't think he's won a Source Award.
That's what I'm saying. There's a reason for that. It's the same reason they don't give us shit.
Yeah, but I need the Source Awards that has more prestige. I think
a little more. That's what I'm saying. They're the ones with the power. Like we had the BET Awards. We didn't get Eminem BET Award. Big whoop.
Yeah.
With nobody care.
I don't think he's losing in sleep.
Yeah, he good.
But then again, they'll say that that's racist on our part. You don't want a Source Awards.
Right.
It's not going to get you nothing. You're not going to sell more records.
Right.
But yeah, I've been telling you brothers a while now that Will Smith is miserable.
Why we got to talk about? No, I don't think. No, here's the thing. I think you're wrong about him being miserable. I think Will Smith is not miserable because he's too rich to be miserable. I think he might be miserable with her, but he's not miserable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his relationship is shit. Like, his relationship is probably trash. But the rest of his life is probably very, very, very cool. So I wouldn't call him miserable.
I think Will Smith is
levels.
I think Will Smith is miserable because Will Smith is from the era of raising your kids a certain way. I remember Will Smith saying when he first got married, he went through a divorce. When he married Jada, he made a commitment that he was never getting a divorce again.
Right.
Little does he know that's not how it works, Betty. You got to work on your marriage. You can't just declare this is it.
I don't think anybody who ever got married will be like, well, I'm probably be divorced in 3 years. So
that's not what you want to say.
Nobody thinks they're going to get a fucking divorce.
Nobody
when they get married.
But Will Smith says under no circumstances he's not divorcing Jada. That's what his plan was. Now, if Jada served him, it is what it is.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't up to you, dog.
Right. So in his mind, this is it. Without even doing the work.
No matter what she did.
No matter what she did.
That's why I think it's garbage. That doesn't make any sense.
That's why he's miserable, because he didn't expect it. Even though you say no matter what, because that's what you do at the altar, right? You love him to death no matter what, until that no matter what happens.
Right.
And now you sitting there with a question on your hands. So I'm saying that to say this. We've watched Will Smith raise his first son, Trey. And Trey seems like, I don't want to call him the normal
one.
Okay, all right. Okay. Well,
like, he played football and shit. Now,
okay,
I remember him being a football player and all that. Like, that was his big story. The other two is not that. That's not their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you go. If you Will Smith, keep it a buck. You go. Well, I know what I'm doing. I got a son already. I know how to raise my kids. It turns out they took a lot of Jada energy, right? Where they just no rules. As a man, though, when you grow up with structure,
that kind of makes sense, though, because to Jada's credit, I would say that she raised him more than Will did, because Will was out there making movies, sir. Like, he wasn't at home as much as Jada was.
But when you come home, in your mind,
he didn't, though.
He came home sometimes.
Like he came home sometimes, but if you're gonna spend months and months, like at one point, remember Will Smith had a movie out every year, so that means he was taking like most of his life was dedicated to movies that time.
I know what you're saying. I guess what I'm saying is Will Smith being an old-fashioned guy, you don't expect to come home, even when you do. It could be 2 years later. You don't expect to come home to this.
Yeah, Jada said, fuck that. I'm raising these kids.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Jada raised them, and it turned out that's the sacrifice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We good, but the sacrifice is that when I get home, my wife is on some different shit. and so is my kids.
What can you say? What can you say to that though?
Can't. But Will Smith is the first. But isn't Will Smith like one of the first public figures to do that though? How many kids we see fight with their parents today because I don't like what you're doing? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Benzino and his daughter going at it. Why? We don't know. But goddamn.
Right.
It could be because Benzino headstrong. He headstrong. Could be. He see like that type though. Oh, you wearing that? Dad, I ain't seen you in 3 years. You can't tell me what to wear. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So if Will Smith came into that house and saw Willow and Jaden doing this in the third, I think he ate that. I think he saw it. That's what I'm saying. I think he saw it and was just like, oh, is this what we doing? I think Will Smith is like one of the only ones that wouldn't have been able to handle that because the short story. Remember when Willow signed that "Whip My Head Back and Forth"?
I remember that story. She cut her hair and shit.
And she switched her whole shit. And Will said, yo, we're under a contract. We can't do this. She said, no, daddy, you're under a contract.
Right.
That would have been an ass whooping for anybody else.
Yo, and she cut all her hair off just so she wouldn't be able to perform. Remember that?
Right. That's what I'm saying. But that's an ass whooping for somebody else.
Right.
Will Smith said, okay. Because once again, that's not traditionally how we raise our kids, how we raise our family. I'm still a man, goddammit.
You know why he probably ate that too? Because they probably forced her to do it in the first place.
But that's all kid. But I'm just saying, that's where we come from though.
Right.
So Will Smith was smart enough to pivot. I'm saying that it wasn't right. Because all kid stars are miserable. We talked about that. So yeah, Willow did it right. I didn't sign no contract. You get what I'm saying? I don't want this long hair. I don't care about that. I don't want to be miserable as a teen because daddy, you signed me to a lifelong contract.
The crazy part, it wasn't even no argument. She went in there and cut her hair and said the tour was over. Like it wasn't no argument.
That's a conversation I would like to have too.
Like it wasn't no conversation. She was like, nah, you did that. She went back in the bathroom, cut her hair and said the tour was over.
And but what do you do? Pull the belt out and
what do you do? Like she too old at that point. Like you're not getting her beatings then.
What you gonna say, Jada? Do something? I was my idea.
yeah. I told her to do that.
I told her to do that
because she may be 12, but she's a woman now.
She's a spirit. She's her own body.
You know what I'm saying? What can you say? You can't say nothing to your wife or your kid at that point.
That's what I'm saying. So yes, Will Smith was going a lot, but Will Smith still was that old school style parent. I think trying to raise a family. But when you come home and you don't recognize your kids. You don't recognize your wife. As a man, it takes a lot to sit back and learn from them. I think that's what he did. Because this ain't Will Smith on his own. This is Will Smith learning from his wife and kids.
Like, I'm pretty sure the most time that Will spent with Jaden was the movies that he was in with him. Like, to be honest.
That's crazy.
Like, to be honest. Like, he was in, like, what, 2 movies with him? I think that was probably the... No. It was 3 then. Karate Kid, what's the worst thing?
One about space, right?
Yeah, that one, After Earth or some shit like that.
Karate Kid.
Oh, he produced
space.
No, he wasn't in the Karate. I think he just produced it or something. He might not have been in it, but he probably. I think he had a part to do with that project because that's the reason he got the role in the first place, probably. But Karate Kid, he worked with him. The After Earth joint, he worked with him, and Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes,
he probably spent the most time with him during that throughout his childhood. He had to have.
Yeah. That's it. Yep. Well, hey, once again, it's the sacrifice of
being a billionaire.
being Will Smith. Like,
being Will Smith.
Yeah. So I just like I said he's miserable because once again, when he got married, I'm assuming he thought marriage was what everybody thought it was. Now, according to Will and Jada, marriage is whatever you make it. They freestyle their marriage. We're still married, but we do what we want. I'm just saying that as a man, I just recognize when there's changes being made in the motion while the boat is moving. And you adjusting.
Oh, we didn't even say what she said. Why we brought this up?
Okay, well, Jada got on her red talk table because I guess it needed some fire. Because I heard red talk table.
Red table talk.
Well, what the fuck is
the red talk table?
I thought it was on somebody else's show.
It was on somebody else's show. It was on is it Gwyneth Paltrow? It was one of those. It was somebody else.
I really didn't have a problem with what she said because that's my biggest fear, fam. I'll be with my wife 25 years and not please her. Like,
wait.
What's going to happen?
You don't have a problem with what she said?
I think it's reality.
In public? So you thought it was cool for her to say that to people though?
What did she say?
She said that like what she say again? Like her and Will, they don't have a good sex life, basically.
Wow. But after 25 years, if if I'm still the Don Macalicious to you 25 years later, then I'm doing something right. But at the end of the day, eventually, it could be 2 months later. Listen, bro.
But if we married, Flaw, you don't get to say it to people.
Okay.
No, that's not how That's not how this works, fam. You cannot do that to your significant other. I don't care how terrible they are.
But she's still on a campaign, a smear campaign. Like, listen,
for Will.
No, well, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's her husband still. How is she on a smear campaign?
She took so much heat from the August situation. Well, my husband. I know, but
that wasn't Will's fault.
You know how women get. Well, I'm not satisfied at home. It's it's what we. It's what they do.
Right.
I'm not satisfied at home. Will's never home. I'm lonely. I'm a sex addict. All of this started coming out afterwards. I still love Tupac.
So Mortal said, basically, she's doing this to try to get away from Will. Because remember, like you said, Will's not going to divorce her, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's her be like, well, I'm going to say what the hell I want to say. Let's see what you do.
that just goes back to the beginning of the story. Will said, I'm not divorcing you. Say what you want.
So and Jada's like, we're worth all this money. I'm going to do what I want to do. You're not going to leave me. So what is it? Like,
damn. What a standoff we at, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not going to leave, we're worth all this money. I'm not going to divorce you. So I'm going to say and do whatever I want now.
This is what we get, though. Honestly, not saying us three, but all of us as a community. This is what we get for thinking Will and Jada was marriage goals, right? We don't know their lives.
Right. That's crazy. Just because they were famous.
Right. We don't know nobody's lives. We just don't. And so at the same time, I'm enjoying this, not from a comedic standpoint where it's Will and Jada, but it's like, I want to see the real. And I've said this before. Tell me the real. Tell me how it go. Because a lot of us going to think relationships and marriage is fairy tale. But as you get older, like Jarrell, you said, if Will Smith ain't there for 6 months out the year.
Right. He was making movies at this time for a very long time, fam.
And you add on to the fact how Jada felt, okay, nobody wants to cast me because you ever notice how she stopped playing love roles when she got into the marriage with Will Smith?
Will was jealous.
Yeah. But Will Smith kissed every girl, every movie he was.
Because he was the star. He was the action star, you know what I'm saying?
People Jada never had a love scene. The only love she had was Muhammad Ali because Will Smith was Muhammad Ali.
No, she might have had one in like Woo or some shit.
Before Will Smith, buddy. I don't know if she...
Nah. It was a story about that where her and Tommy Davidson and Will was there and got jealous. I think that's where that came from. And that was like her last love scene, I think. Or last kissing scene, I should say.
I do want to know, how does it feel to be on the other side of, you're there, your significant other. It's love scene time.
Right.
How do you watch that? I guess that's a personality thing. Yeah, it's
a personality thing.
It's a personality thing. Like, can you handle that? Obviously, Will Smith cannot. I mean, he's still beige. He's still light skinned.
Which is funny because he's an actor himself.
But
he was hold on though. He was a rapper turned actor, right?
Yeah.
She's a straight up actress that was acting before him. How you gonna tell me I can't act no more? Because she's the actress.
But he's still an old fashioned man. That's what I'm saying. The change.
And he want to make the money.
I'm gonna make the money. You stay home. But then when you get home, the shit ain't gonna be what you think. You think bacon, eggs, and grits is gonna be waiting on the table? No, I'm meditating. I'm meditating.
No breakfast.
No breakfast.
Yo, no breakfast. I'm meditating is nasty.
Hey, yo,
situation is just sick.
I understand that, but Flaw said no breakfast.
Hey, yo,
I'm meditating.
Hey, yo, and then you listen. You away from the house so long, she stopped eating meat. You
come back with vegan shit, and they're like, she got tofu in the refrigerator. What the fuck is this? What's going on? You didn't tell me you stopped eating meat.
What the fuck is this? God damn.
Your kids don't eat meat neither. Like, ain't no meat in the house at all.
Jaden got a mohawk with purple hair. Bro, man, you just come in the house like, what the fuck is this?
Yo,
Willow got a fade.
Willow got like a girlfriend and a boyfriend.
A girlfriend and a boyfriend, and it's open. Do you really think?
You got both at the same time, and it's open.
Do you really think she had that conversation? Do you think she really had that conversation with dad, or she talked to mom first, and mom said it was okay, so dad kissed my ass? You really think?
I remember that, yo. That's crazy.
How do we think that conversation went? My daughter told me, listen, my daughter 18. Told me she had
Mortal said Will had maids to cook. Like Jada wasn't doing that shit.
she in there meditating.
Like, man, if you don't tell Esmeralda what you want, I am not cooking you shit. I'm in the back.
Like there is no rules to their marriage. Y'all know that question where it go low. Yo, if my wife cuts her hair, what you gonna do? Will Smith? Nothing.
Yo.
You get whatever Jada wake up to.
Hold on.
Yo, do we?
Mortal said Jaden has both too.
Smith home.
How about I
was shambles?
How about I shouldn't have said that about his daughter? Didn't say about his son, man. I guess that is.
I didn't know. I know he was jumping around a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't
I'm saying
know.
It could be possible. Never know.
You never know. But if you Will Smith, that's what I'm saying.
You can't say nothing.
I admire him for the growth because Will Smith could have burnt this whole family down, buddy. He could have came home, not recognized who any of them were. Honestly,
except fucking them out.
Fucking them out.
But he's the type in his convictions. I'm not leaving. This is my family. This is the cards that I've dealt myself. It is what it is. I understand that. So
I appreciate Will Smith for being strong. Because even how many of us? Because I know Will Smith is 50. But how many people would have saw that and then created a whole nother post?
Whole nother family.
Oh, no.
Some people would have threw away that family a long time ago and started another one. And he's filthy rich.
He could have easily did that. He could have gave Jada her half. Or we gonna like anything. I'm out. And he still be filthy rich. And you know what I'm saying? And started a family that he wanted.
He could have been like Diddy and just had kids, never got married. Yeah. Just had kids. Like, I'm too rich to be married and deal with all that.
Speaking of kids and being a family man, I gotta go get my daughter from work.
Okay. Hey man, appreciate you.
Thank you for coming.
Still send your record if you want to.
Nah, we good. We don't send that.
Okay, don't
I'm playing. Okay. Oh fuck. Nah, man, send your jam of the week. We'll play that then.
This MFer.
Look at that. Look at that.
This MFer.
Wow.
I was going to ask, was y'all going trick or treating tonight? But I forgot how old your daughters are.
I don't know.
We are.
Yeah.
You know, I got a 8-year-old and 11-year-old. So
he got adults.
Nah, today they mom's birthday, so they about to go home.
Oh, okay. She's going on Halloween?
Yeah, it's a different kind of devil.
Okay. All right, Jay.
Yo,
episode 136.
Get off. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's red flag. Let that go.
So that Will Smith guy.
So Jay born on Halloween.
Hey man.
Nah, but they about to go home. You going trick or treating?
No. Yeah. Well, I got to go out and walk with them, but.
Yeah. Are you wearing a mask?
Nah, I'm probably wear a Giants hoodie. And my costume is a Giants fan, bro.
Scary enough, buddy.
Yeah, scary enough. Cause
wow,
fam, it's just fam. We so sorry. I'm living a stress-free Sunday because we're not playing. We play Monday night, so I ain't got to worry about football. I got it in the background on Red Zone. It's beautiful not having your team play when they suck.
Yeah. It is
because it really is
because you're not going to lose.
Not going to lose. So I can't wait for the bye week, fam. What? Can't wait for the bye week because we sorry. But then again, when I talk about the Knicks, I can't wait for we play again.
We got y'all next week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. We've been playing better, and y'all been since y'all coach. We'll see. That'd be interesting. Us against the Raiders. Yeah, I know, but I don't know. We'll see.
Want to become famous? Buy followers and viewers.
Where
shout out to the bots, man.
Nah, big follows.
Because I got us streaming on my shit on Twitch.
Now we good, baby. We good.
Yo, we gonna talk about Twitch, man. Twitch is lovely.
It is
because Twitch we can. I don't want to move. Obviously, I don't want to move us to Twitch because we'll lose a lot of viewership on YouTube. But Twitch is better.
Ooh.
Yeah. You can play you can play music on Twitch. And you won't get kicked off. Jay, you can DJ on Twitch. I listen to DJs on Twitch all the time. You will not get kicked off. Nice. And they got they got a tip system on there that's real nice called Bits and all that. Like I've been doing my little research, but I'm not gonna move them over there. But I'm just saying I'm streaming on Twitch too, just in case somebody want to comment on my page or whatever, or catch us. But yeah, we actually if we were exclusive to Twitch, we'd be able to play music and everything.
I hear you. But YouTube is still the GOAT.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I haven't mentioned. I
Yeah.
had this idea for a
All
All
while.
right, Jay. All right.
All right, yo.
Yo, like YouTube is still the
King.
GOAT.
Like that's why we can't switch. Like that's not it's not realistic. But Twitch is dope though. People think Twitch is just for like gaming and stuff like that.
Yo, you ready to get about it here and play some music? They started.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Mortal commented a lot. Salute to you, bro. Salute to Roland. Salute to everybody listening. Jermaine was in the chat a couple times earlier. Andy from MBK fam. Salute to Knicks.
Hit the like button on YouTube, please.
Yeah, hit the like button, like and subscribe. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me get my little. Yeah. Smash that like button.
Please.
Please. Salute to y'all. We'll check y'all out next week. Peace.